entrusted me to serve as the chairman for this judicial committee. Along with myself, we had 6 other members who Donna Jackson, Marlene Furtick, Mary Kingsley, Richard Morales, Dennis Hanratty, and Reverend Hugh Marriott. And I really, really thank you. Thank you so much for being here. This is a joyous day. We have so many things that are in front of us at this point. We're dealing with people trying to keep their houses. We're dealing with social justice reform. All things that are extremely important to the people in the city of Mount Vernon. So this appointment was extremely important to us as a committee because we understand the gravity of the position. I want to introduce Mayor Shawyn Patterson-Howard. Thank you.
I want to say thank you so much to Mr. Wagstaff. He is an incredible attorney. He's someone who I've gotten to know quite well over the years. He is a person of unshakable integrity, someone who can be pushed, influenced, bullied, and that is one of the reasons why I chose him to chair this judicial interview process. And so as he stated, we had on our committee Donna Jackson, Marlene Furtick, Mary Kingsley, Richard Morales, Dennis Hanratty, and Hugh Marriott. And why did I choose these individuals? Well, like William, they came with different areas of expertise. In the Mount Vernon City Court, people always think of court as just being a judicial, a criminal justice court, but it's not. We deal with landlord-tenant issues. We deal with quality of life issues, noise ordinances, garbage. We deal with the criminal law issues, civil issues. So it is a full-service court having several parts. We also have a problem-solving court there, which is the drug court. And so because we have a comprehensive court, we wanted to make sure that those who sat on the panel had an understanding of the issues, the full range of issues that our judiciary would have to address, including mental health, substance abuse, crime, trauma, housing issues, landlord-tenant, people who represented neighborhood associations and can speak to quality of life issues, and even people who've been through the criminal justice system themselves and had one time or another been an end user. We wanted to make sure that those who were selecting my first judicial pick had a full range of understanding of the needs of the court. Having been a former Mount Vernon City Court employee, planning the drug court from 1998 to 2000 and then running the drug court from 2000 to 2003, I had 5 years of experience over there on a day-to-day basis. I had an opportunity to not only see the things that we needed from the bench, but what we also needed administratively in the court, and how we also needed additional advocacy, understanding the entire system and how not just the judiciary fits in, but how the court fits in to the quality of life here in our community. And I wanted to make sure that when I was choosing someone for the bench, that I would also have in them someone who could serve as an advocate in making sure that the City of Mount Vernon Court received a lot of support, services, benefits, and would also be able to advocate on behalf of the court. And so it is with that reason and that purpose, I have to say right now, Mount Vernon is very blessed. We had 6 candidates, and every single one of those candidates are Mount Vernonites, and they came with impeccable credentials, they came with passion, they came with expertise. Out of the 6 candidates that interviewed, we had 3 that were advanced for the final round, and absolutely any of them could have been the choice. But the person that I chose because of their experience as a litigator, because of their experience as a legislator, because of their public service experience, and because of the relationships that extend beyond the courts that will help us to get some of the resources and services and have our place. Like we said, we want Mount Vernon to be the jewel of Westchester, was going to help take us there. And knowing that probably before my term is over, we will have an opportunity to appoint other judges, I can say that it's going to be easy to make other choices because of the crop of candidates that came before us. And so without anything further to do, I would like our county legislator and soon-to-be judge, Lyndon Williams, to please come forward. We have Lyndon and his wonderful wife, June. Lyndon, I want to say thank you so much for going through the process, because this was a process. This was not any political show, it was a process. We put out resumes. It had to be a quick turnaround. We had to do everything within 10 days of the appointment of Judge Armstrong. So we had really less than a week. We put out a call for resumes. We received 6 in. We went and interviewed every person. One person was even in Jamaica. They had to travel away for family emergency, but they were able to do a online or a virtual through WhatsApp interview. So it was a fair process, and we picked people who we knew would take this assignment very seriously, and they did. So I thank everyone who interviewed. I thank all of those who sat on the committee, and I thank you to the Judge Lyndon Williams for accepting this assignment and this appointment. And so I give you the floor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. First of all, Mayor Shawyn, Patterson-Howard, I want to thank you. Thank you for putting your trust in me and giving me this opportunity to serve my community once more on the judiciary. I want to thank my family, my wife, June, for allowing me to serve in a city that I've been committed to, my home here in Mount Vernon. Over the past 12 years, I've served this community, the residents of Mount Vernon, with dignity, effectiveness, and dedication as their county legislator, and provided leadership on the Westchester County Board of Legislators. I intend to bring that same dedication and leadership, working with my colleagues on the court to ensure equality of justice in Mount Vernon, to ensure fairness, and to ensure a system that we all can have confidence in and rely upon. A system that protects the safety and well-being of our residents, as well as deliver justice in an even-handed manner. The qualities of a good judge require character, temperament, to be fair and to be unbiased, to be respectful and efficient, as well as the ability to apply the law to the facts. I believe that I possess the skills to do all of that. But more importantly, for me, it's about what can I bring to improve the judiciary in Mount Vernon, to serve our residents, and serve them in a way that not only deals with criminal justice from the perspective of crime and punishment, or perspective of treatment and opportunities. And actually, that requires a lot of working together. It requires the ability to collaborate with all levels of government, the county, the city, and the federal government. I believe that we are now in a different era. We have different challenges in our system. We're coming out of COVID-19. We're going to have a very heavy calendar. When you talk about criminal justice reform and other laws that are coming down every single day, it's going to require focus, it's going to require leadership, and it's going to require dedication. And I believe that is what I am committing to in taking on this responsibility as the next city court judge. for me, it is about, as I said, it's about Mount Vernon. I got involved in service here. I served as a city council member. I've had the opportunity to write the laws, several laws that are on the books right now concerning quality of life and other issues. And those laws come from a perspective of how do we make our community better. I sat on the Board of Legislators, and on that board, I was elected as the vice chairman in my second term, as well as served in leadership positions. I also chaired the committee on law, major contracts, and litigation, where I oversee all of the litigation that the county was engaged in. Served on many committees that deal with mental health issues, the Department of Community Mental Health, and how that advocates, how that works with communities to provide services as an alternative to the criminal justice system. Those are issues that I have dealt with, and not only dealt with, but led during the process when we were debating how mental health is delivered here in Westchester County. So I look forward to bringing all of my experiences, all of my knowledge to make our system better, working together with our members, the other members of the judiciary here in Mount Vernon. And I firmly believe in our dedication to problem-solving courts. Issues that arise does not always have to be resolved in a matter of the people versus the defendant. It could be resolved in issues where we provide treatment, we provide opportunities. And we have to focus on that more, because we're spending, I know that we spend a substantial amount of money to as they say, to imprison and incarcerate people. And if we can, judges can start articulating ways of which those resources can be redirected and relieve the system of simply locking folks up, but rehabilitating them and giving them opportunities. We build a better system, a system that we're all proud of. Mount Vernon is at the forefront. This is one of the busiest courts in the court system. And basically, it means that we can then lead the way. We can lead the way to how justice ought to be delivered. And that is what I believe that, working with my colleagues, that I intend for us to really get behind and develop the kind of programs and policies in collaboration with others. So, Mayor, I can tell you that you will not be disappointed in my service on the court, because my dedication to Mount Vernon is unquestionable and unwavering. And so thanks again for the opportunity, and I look forward to serving. Thank you very much.
You don't want to brag with yourself. But the other thing that Lyndon did is that he penned the resolutions and the legislation to support criminal justice reform in the state of New York. So I believe Westchester County, because of the work that you did along with our criminal justice advocates, was the first to write a resolution in support of speedy trial, in support of discovery, in support of elimination of cash bail, which we know has never been done equitably, based on socioeconomics, based on race and other factors. And so whether it was the housing laws that you helped to write for the city of Mount Vernon in 2005, up until the criminal justice reform, which is a major issue right now that you did in, what, 2018-19? And the relationships that you've been able to amass over your over 20 years of public legislative service that will help to bring resources to our courts so that we can have more problem-solving courts. We cannot resolve everything by locking them up. Police will even tell you that locking people up and you cannot arrest yourself out of a situation. Now, that doesn't mean that we will not send people to jail who need to go to jail. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're providing those services, because if we don't, people will continue to recidivate, and we want to break the cycle that we have seen for so long. And so with my first judicial pick, I thank you for accepting it. I look forward to working in any way that we can to support the work of the court. I mean, you're an independent body, but any way we can support you in serving the residents of Mount Vernon, please know that we are here to partner. Thank you, everyone, and if there are any questions? Any questions? No questions? Thank you very much.